Most of you still aren't subscribed. What are you waiting for? Also, I'm doing a giveaway. Stay tuned for the end of the video to find out how you can win 700 gems in Storybook Brawl. Enjoy. What is up, everybody? I'm NoLucksGiven, and today I am here to tell you to never give up on your dreams. Of course, that means we're going to be looking at a game with Mask as our hero, and Mask is a pretty spicy one. There is a lot of room for high roll potential, which we're going to see in this video, but the Mask is also held back a little bit by the fact that It Was All a Dream no longer grants HP, and also the Mask can struggle a little bit in the early game because you don't know what your first hero power is going to be, and in missing that direction, you often don't know which units to pick up. You're also missing a little bit of power, which can lead to you losing some of these early fights. One thing that you can count on, though, is that you're going to have 2 free spells once you hit level 3. So I do like picking up Wizard's Familiars. I also really like picking up Cinderella, because Cinderella gets to come basically half completed because you get to cast 2 of those dream spells to move her along. So we get to take a Forbidden Fruit here along with a Tiny and a Humpty Dumpty, which is probably enough to win this second fight, but against Geppetto, you can never be too sure. It does look like we will be good here, though, with this one, and we are denying them their For Glory. Then on this turn, we have a For Glory, and I do like For Glory alongside Humpty Dumpty, especially because there's really only one good unit in this shop. I like the baby dragon, but I don't really care for any of these animals. They're just really not bringing the stats that I would like to see, and I think I actually get more stats out of just purchasing a spell and giving Wizard's Familiar +1/+1. That's totally fine, right? I really like this shop that we roll into. It has 2 pairs, of which we're probably only going to pick up one of these pairs, but we'll also pick up the Cinderella plus the Genie's Wish. And now that Genie's Wish plus the 2 It Was All a Dreams that we get for free is going to mean that we're able to complete Cinderella totally for free now. And it also will be giving the Wizard's Familiar +2/+2 with both of those. So all of that looks pretty good. We also get a pretty good combat for us here, which also means that we get to win this For Glory. So we'll get a tier 3 unit off of this. We're not totally without tier 3 units. And we get a Trojan Donkey. That is a pretty acceptable unit for now. We'll pick up Cinderella, Humpty Dumpty, and Genie's Wish into another For Glory. And with this pair of eggs plus a full board, I think we'll be able to win this For Glory as well. The Wizard's Familiar is now turned into a 5/5 just in time for this For Glory, so feeling pretty strong as this for a Mask opener. Next turn we'll figure out what our first hero is, and then maybe we'll start looking for some synergies and figuring out where to go from there. But for now, we're really strong. We are unfortunately going to have one of our Humpties get cracked, but we'll get it right back with winning this For Glory. So what do we get off the For Glory? We get a prized pig, and we've got another copy of Pig and Donkey in the shop. It would be wonderful if we could transform into Wonder Waddle, but we get an even better option. We get Skip the Time Skipper. I think Sphinx is also pretty reasonable, but the fact that we're playing Mask, just because Sphinx is the best hero in the game, but because we are playing Mask, I think that we want to at least use this first one on Skip the Time Skipper. That's the absolute best first thing that you can dream into. So if we can dream it, then we can do it. That's what we'll go for here. Next turn, we'll get the Cinderella treasure, and still would love to dream into Wonder Waddle or the Sphinx next turn. We'll only have 2 turns where the Sphinx can get free spells, but that could still be really powerful. But it would be absolutely insane to potentially transform into Wonder Waddle. There's also no Pied Piper in this lobby, so I would definitely be down for a Pied Piper game. And then after that, we'd potentially just be looking for some things like APOC or Grandmother, things that take advantage of being a higher level than the or that have a hero power that functions in the higher level. We do get a sleigh on our Polywoggle there, but it's not a real Polywoggle, so we aren't going to get to keep it. We will get to keep the gold from both of our prized pigs, though, so we are really steamrolling in this lobby. I would love to find Wonder Waddle. There's a stag here, too. We get to pick our tier 2 treasure before we pick what our hero is going to be. So I'll go for Spinning Wheel, and then we actually don't wind up finding Wonder Waddle, but we do find Zelhua, which is a pretty good second hero when you are the mask, especially if your first hero was Skip. Because now we get to pick up some units on the cheaply. So I'll pick up this Nutcracker. You've heard me talk about in the past, I like questing units when we're playing Skip. And this is basically a modified Skip game. I'll roll, I do still have these 2 pairs, so I definitely want them. I want to try to find a treasure off of one of them, but we'll roll and see what else we can find. Lady of the Lake I do like as well because it is a decent unit with Nutcracker. So I do wind up picking up that here, and there's honestly a lot of things that we could wind up doing with this Lady of the Lake. We could support the Tiny, we could support the Wizard's Familiar, we can support the donkey. There's really just a lot of options, and I don't get to put in my second prize pig, unfortunately. But we are up against Pup right now, the rematch, and Pup is really strong. So I'm actually glad that I didn't get to put in my second prize pig, though that was just a mistake. It is going to mean that we don't donate additional gold to this Pup as they hit us for 7. But despite that, we knew the Pup was strong. Pup is strong in this early portion of the game. I'm still feeling pretty good right now. And now I will have to sell some units, but picking up Copycat and a Friendly Spirit I think is really good. And I also think Queen's Grace is a castable spell at this point in the game. So I like both of those things, and mainly just being 2 XP up and being Zelhua. I think both of those things set you up really well for potentially going into a copy boy strategy. So that is kind of what we are going to try to pursue this game, is use as much of our gold right now as we can to roll for copycats. And then once we hit level 5, maybe we'll purchase another. We don't really need more XP. We're 2 XP up on the whole lobby. Really, I just want to use all my gold as much as I can to roll for copycats, and then we'll find some good boys once we hit level 6 before everybody else. So that's the plan. Rule the world, me and Copycat every day. So in addition to that, I think that we are in a decent spot to potentially get a treasure from the Nutcracker. We'll see how that goes for us now, though. Vampire going to take out the donkey. Copycat getting in, and that goes on the prized pig. Okay, but 1 hit on the Nutcracker. Second hit is going to miss. And then I guess we can only get 1 more Nutcracker hit, but that's totally fine. We're still really powerful. We are going to, we can win or tie this combat if we hit the sure shot. That's great. So we save a bunch of damage there. We would have taken 7 if we lost that 50-50. So that's great. We were 91% to lose that combat. Definitely got a little bit lucky. Feed the Kraken is interesting because that will just give us a bunch of gold. It'll mean that we're no longer gaining XP, but like I said, I don't really feel like I need XP because we're already so far up. So let's feed the Kraken, pick up this Lancelot, give us another treasure to work on. And then let's look for some more copycats and good boys. Court Wizard, also pretty good. Or not good boys yet, but just some more copycats. I'm pretty sure that is the direction that we want to go into. Court Wizard's definitely strong, though. I could see picking up a Court Wizard. It does slot well into this board. We cut the prized pig. But the other thing, I guess, that I'm thinking here, too, is I've got these prized pigs, and I've got these donkeys, and I've been hanging on to them for, like, 3 turns now. I would love to make some Tier 3 treasures. Tier 3 treasures are really strong. Tier 4 treasures are not that strong, but I'm not going to pass up an upgraded copycat. So we'll definitely be locking this shop. I'm also going to just sell off some animals so that we can, oh, I'm going to just sell off my animals completely and just buy it outright right now. Okay, fair enough. That is a little bit of a bold play, but I go with a Coin of Sharon after that, really because I don't have too much time, and now I am Copycat that is completely unsupported, but we are going to get a treasure here from the Nutcracker, and that is going to be another tier 4 treasure for us. And honestly, this Copycat is just big enough that we might win. Now, we are playing against a Jack's Giant bot that is somehow just on top of the lobby and buying XP. I don't know. Sometimes I think people name themselves after the basic heroes so that they can pretend to be bots, because that's pretty funny. I'm pretty sure there is a Merlin that, a guy named Merlin that just always picks Merlin and pretends to be a bot, because I don't know. That's just my completely unsubstantiated rumor there that I'm starting. But who knows? I think it's true. I'll have to check, like, if Merlin qualifies for any of the tournaments on the leaderboard or something, if there's a Merlin that goes above 4K. But we are putting something together now with this Fool's Gold and Spinning Gold. We're getting a ton of extra gold each turn, and I also kind of want to make use of my Coin of Sharon, so it's a little bit tricky to order everything on this board. Coin of Sharon is always tricky with Copycat. You have to decide if you think your opponent is strong or not, if you want to try to get stronger by getting more coin triggers. But I figure, you know what, a coin trigger on Lancelot, that's still pretty good. A coin trigger on Copycat, that is still pretty good. So I'll take my chances and just put both of the friendly spirits in the back line. That is going to allow us to get the coin on the Copycat, but it's also going to mean that we just get a ton of friendly spirit triggers, which is almost enough to allow us to activate our Lancelot. And that was the other reason that I went for this play as I did, is that if enough friendly spirit triggers went on to Lancelot, we would be able to get that treasure. And it's gonna work out well for us, because of the fact that we were copycatting 2 friendly spirits, we are going to be able to win this one. Fool's Gold meant that I was decidedly not looking for any XP, and that we're really just saying, okay, we're going to look for friendly spirits and copycats. It is a little bit awkward that I cannot find another spell to activate our Lancelot, but if I find another Lady of the Lake, that will activate Lancelot. I could put that in slot 6, and it would give it +5 health, which would be enough. Slightly considering the Nyan Sea Terror there, but we're just going to pick up yet another Copycat. And now with all of these Copycats, I feel like we are decently likely to hit some friendly spirits onto Lancelot in this one, especially up against the Ghost. We should be able to do some good things here. And I'm going to, because we're playing against the Ghost, go a little bit more, I won't say all in, but we are going to put our upgraded Copycat in slot 2, just because I really want to just increase the chances of one of these things hitting onto the Lancelot. So this will increase those odds slightly. We just need one friendly spirit buff to go on it, and let's see, do we get it? No, not quite yet. Do we get this one? The reason I say one is because they're likely to pump up each other as well. Looks like they're just going to pump up each other and pump up my other Copycat. We got one more chance at it. Let's see. No, we miss. Well, you know what? No, these friendly spirits are not going to die either. So we are not going to get our tier 5 treasure from this combat, but that's totally fine. We could take Hercules here. This is an early Hercules. I like it, especially because we'll want to get rid of our Fool's Gold eventually here so that we can play this. I'm also really looking for Lady of the Lake, and of course, I'm really looking for Good Boy. So all of this looks really strong. Would love a friendly spirit as well. This could potentially allow us to toss our Fool's Gold. I think I'm going to start by just getting rid of the spinning wheel. I think I like one more turn playing with the Fool's Gold, find another Good Boy, That seems strong to me. And then I'll put in the Hercules over the other copycat, unless we can find another copycat right now. I think we can sell for this. I think we can sell Lady of the Lake plus the Nutcracker and play an additional upgraded copycat. And you know what? That'll be enough, actually, come to think of it, to put Lancelot over the edge. So do have to decide if I want to toss like the Fool's Gold for the 6 of Shields on the good boy, but I just want to keep this Fool's Gold so that way I can roll for more good boys on next turn. And with the fact that we have this Zelhua as our hero, I really like just the extra gold and rolling for a whole bunch of good boys, and that's the dream, is finding an upgraded good boy. And like I said, never give up on your dreams. This should be enough to activate Lancelot, so we're going to get a tier 5 treasure now, and we're definitely going to win this combat. We should be getting a tier 6 treasure as well from this one, so pretty sweet stuff. This is the start of a really good comp. We'll see what tier 5 and tier 6 that we get, but we can toss the Fool's Gold. I think at this point we'll get the 4 coin for this turn, which is important, and then we will also be able to toss the Coin of Sharon because we don't really need to pump up these copycats. Phoenix Feather seems like a great one to pick up, and then we're just going to roll for Good Boy. I do slightly consider this Stone Skin, but now that we've picked up Hand of Midas, I really just want to spend all of my gold rolling for Good Boy, so that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to do that for a little while, because I'm not going to give up on my dreams. We're going to go into a slight montage segment, sped up here, while I roll for a few turns trying to find a good boy. There it is. There's the good boy. After rolling 40 gold, we find the good boy. I will have to sell one of my units to be able to pick it up. Should probably sell the Lancelot rather than sell the Hercules. Just play a slightly stronger unit. The one thing that I'm considering, though, is the Phoenix Feather. I don't really want to be resummoning Hercules with the Phoenix Feather, but it really doesn't matter because whatever unit I hang on to is going to be my biggest unit. So there's not really a way. I was just trying to see if there was any way to finagle doing something even bigger. But we get the good boy. So now we've got 2 upgraded copycats and an upgraded good boy. We've also got the deck and a Phoenix Feather, and I'm feeling pretty confident now. So that is why you never give up on your dreams. But we're not done yet. We still got a game to play. And we spent a lot of time, 40 gold, rolling for that good boy, which means that some of our opponents are starting to catch up with us in this lobby. And if we have some bad combat RNG or just don't do things super optimally, we could wind up still definitely losing with this. And that also means that our opponents have a decent amount of time to catch on to what we're doing and try to find an answer for us. Now, we do still have a ton of health, so that's great, but we've got to find a way to win this game still. I like the Pigomorph. I think that that is going to be pretty good. I also kind of like the soul tack here. And in terms of just trying to protect my good boys, it also lets me put my first copycat in slot 2, which means that we get to do just a little bit more than with that. So Pigomorph, and then I am putting I think I should be putting Hercules in the front line here. And then I'm really just rolling for, I think, like pump spells. It would be nice to actually get some more stats on this good boy, so that way we can start to do some nice things with it. There's some interesting configurations that you can play around with too, like, do you want your soul attack as your second unit? Because this could go wrong if my opponent kills my good boy in 6, if they lightning bolt that. Then that means that soul tack is going to get attack, and soul tack will be my first attacking unit, which could just spell disasters for me on the fight. So could move soul tack to 2, protect both of my good boys. It winds up just soaking up that Jormungand. So totally fine. Soul tack did its job there, and now we're going to have a large and in charge battlefield for this one. And that should be enough to win us this combat. I'm not sure this is enough to take Pup out. It should be. Yeah, we only need our backline to survive, and Hercules even gets to resummon. So that is going to be enough to take out Pup, and we're into the finals with this pretty sweet, dreamy comp, this dream of a comp here. And like I said, now probably just want to find spells to put on Good Boy. I do think that Merlin's Test is a pretty good one. And again, like, if I'm pumping up the Good Boy with Merlin's Test, I could consider the Soul Tack in 3. Could also consider moving Soul Tack in 2. Could also consider moving the upgraded Good Boy to 6. That way it's getting hit by both of the copycats. The downside of that is that it's not going off first. My first trigger is only for +2/+2 to everything. So there's a lot to figure out on this board. And I'm also considering that if I cut this Hercules, which is something that I kind of wanted to do, it will make Friendly Spirit my Phoenix Feathered unit, which is a good thing because it will allow us to get just an additional trigger there. I wind up finding a Good Boy in the last second, so I do wind up being able to put that in. Friendly Spirit will be the unit that we Phoenix Feather off of now, and I'm feeling pretty good about this one. My opponent goes for a Smite, and it hits the Soul Tack, though it is a tripled Smite. So that was kind of lucky for us, but my opponent is doing some crazy things here. So yeah, with the Forking Rod plus the Mimic Chest, my opponent is going to cast a bunch of combat spells against us, and this could spell disaster. So I do think I actually want a second Soul Tack, and I'm going to try to find a way to protect as many of my units as I can. I would also really love to find a third Good Boy that would give us another tier 6 treasure, so that is going to be wonderful. Probably don't, well, shoot. I don't like any of those treasures. There's nothing that we can do with any of those. We're only playing 6s and 4s, so yeah, that's not too great. I'll go for a free spell on the Good Boy just because it's good economically, and then I'm gonna play another Soul Tack, I think, because it is just so scary with my opponent casting so many spells that I really want to find a way to protect my units here. And now that I have like a full board, I think locking for It Was All a Dream and getting one last dream, like I said, never give up on your dreams. I think we could find a better hero. We could find Grandmother. We could find some of those other things that I mentioned earlier. Muerte. We could find Trophy Hunter. Some of those really splashy endgame heroes. So I think that locking for Dream is good. My opponent has Pigomorph this time, which is going to get tripled and just hit us for a ton. We also cast Blessing of Athena as our spell, which means that we are giving our first soul tack some attack, but it doesn't land on our other soul tack, nor does it land on our Pigode unit. So this friendly spirit is not going to be enough to win us the combat. It's going to be enough, though, to make sure that we take one less damage. So that is just barely going to allow us to survive. 1 HP and a dream is all we got. And Loki is kind of interesting. Cast a random spell along with our deck. We could potentially keep up with our opponent, but Fates seems super cool here. Fates allows us to give +5/+5 to everything, and even better than that, Fates is better than Grandmother here. You heard it here first. Fates better than Grandmother confirmed, because Fates allows us to still play Soul Tack. So this is going to be absolutely wonderful for us. We just have to decide how we want to order these units. Do we want to try to protect that good boy in slot 6 from a spell? Because my opponent is probably not likely to Pigo again. It is much more likely that they smite or shrivel. Well, we won't be protected from shrivel either, but I'm going to move Soul Tack into slot 2. I don't know, this is a tough one. I don't know what the right call is here. Let me know what you think is the right call in the comments down below. But ultimately, it doesn't matter. I kind of spoiled it. My opponent's going to be casting a Shrivel this combat, or 3 Shrivels, and those are going to land on Friendly Spirit plus Soul Tack, which is enough to allow our Copycat to attack, and then we even get the attack with our other Copycat. That is going to be enough to win the game. I'm not going to emote against my opponent because they fought well and hard, and some people consider that bad manners. So we will just be winning the battle against our opponent because we had a dream and we did not give up on it. And there we go. There is a win with Fates, and a pretty incredible one at that. A pretty dominating victory with the Copycat Good Boy strategy. 97% chance to win. That is going to be it for me today, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I'm NoLucksGiven. Peace. I'm going to be giving away a 700 gem bundle at the end of this month, and here's how you can enter for your chance to win. First things first, subscribe to this channel. That won't enter you into the raffle, but you will have to be subscribed to win. In order to enter into the raffle, all you have to do is comment on a Storybook Brawl video, including this one. Every time you comment on a Storybook Brawl video on my channel this month, you'll get a raffle ticket for my January giveaway. If you comment on a video within the first 72 hours of me posting it, then you get 2 raffle tickets. And if you comment on a video within the first 24 hours of me posting it, I'll give you 3 raffle tickets. Might also offer more ways to enter in the future. I don't want to break the economy of this. I want the main way to enter to be commenting. So leave a comment right now. Let me know what you think of the giveaway and of the video. And thanks for watching.